likes this guy named Patrick. He's kinda pathetic, so tragic. Makes the most with the little that he has. Chasing aliens and UFOs. He lost his marbles, everyone knows. Makes the most with the little that he has. Like a paper bag, he won't last. Some say he's sensational, others say he's delusional, but most agree he fucking sucks. Some say he's not the sharpest tool, others say he's just a tool, but most agree he fucking sucks. He goddamn for sure fucking sucks. He goddamn for sure fucking sucks. No one likes this guy named Patrick. Super pathetic, dramatic, kinda believes in magic. Magic. Makes the most with the little that he has. Chasing aliens and UFOs. What's next? The moon is a hoax. Well, I kinda believe in that one myself. Anyway, back to the song. Makes the most with the little that he has. Like a paper bag, he won't last, but most agree he fucking sucks. Some say he's sensational, others say he's delusional, but most agree he fucking sucks. Some say he's not the sharpest tool, others say he's just a tool, but most agree he fucking sucks. He goddamn for sure fucking sucks. I got a bombshell for you. Patrick sucks and that it sucks. I got a bombshell for you. Patrick sucks and that it sucks. I got a bombshell for you. Patrick sucks and that it sucks. I got a bombshell for you. Patrick sucks and that it sucks. I got a
We all think of that song. I just made that with AI. Anyway, I wrote the lyrics though. I made the lyrics, I put it in, and then it gives you a beautiful song. I went through like 50 different versions, to be honest with you, till I found that. Yeah, Nothing Burger song would be funny. And I have another one to play later for a break when I take a break here. But yeah, we're just going to hang out. I'm going to answer some questions. We're going to talk. We're going to just hang out. Pretty simple. So look, let's jump right into this. What do we say? Charlie Stewart asked, do you think we will ever get proper disclosure? Or are we doomed to be fed BS? Hang on, let me fix my mic here. Is that better? God, no. Everything was perfect. Do you think we will ever get proper disclosure? Or are we doomed to be fed BS forevermore? Definitely not. We could get proper disclosure for sure. 100%. Disclosure comes in many flavors, right? So you just got to look at it that way. At least for me personally, that's what I do. So maybe government disclosure, there's just a lot of bureaucracy and politics, right? That may take a long time, but citizen-led disclosure at some point, somewhere around the world, yeah, that's totally, I think that's more possible. And then the final one, the checkmate of disclosure. Can you guess what it is? What's the checkmate of disclosure? Alien disclosure. They reveal themselves undeniably to everyone in the world, right? Like you see in the movies. That is the ultimate disclosure. And that could be scary, but it could also be cool. I don't know. We talking Mars attacks or are we talking Arrival? Right? I don't know. But that's a great question. And I don't want people to feel doomed because maybe they feel that I'm attacking disclosure or whatever. That's not what I do. I don't attack disclosure. I question people's claims. Pretty simple. That's simple. Plenty of other channels that don't. Well, this is one that does. Mine is called Vetted, right? There's lots of flavors at the ice cream shop, right? So this is just what I do, right? And there's nothing wrong with questioning things. If it's true, it will withstand the questioning. Pretty simple, right? If it crumbles under questioning, then something's wrong. But great question, Charlie. And thank you for being a member for so long, man. That's awesome. Honestly, seriously, thank you so much for the support. If anyone else wants to become a member, the link's down below in the description. Let's get going. AKA Blake Stone. Sorry, I want to get this right. AKA Blake Stone 9063. No question. Just want to say thank you. My 8-year-old son and I watch your videos and love to argue over which opinions of yours we agree with. Agree or disagree, we love hearing your thoughts. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. I'll try to calm down on the cursing sometimes when I do that. I apologize. That's the Texan in me and maybe the Latin in me. For those of you that don't know, I am half Mexican. But that's awesome. That's the whole point. We should never all be trying to agree on things. We should learn to disagree with each other. That's how we get along because we're never going to agree on everything. And that's the fun part is that we can kind of have fun debates about what do you think? Oh, you think that? I don't know. I think this and this and that, that's the fun. That's where true, knowledge comes from. You test your own claims and you might learn something from somebody else and they might learn something from you. That's kind of the beauty of it, right? I enjoy people I don't agree with. Those are the most fun people to talk to. As long as it's respectful, that's fun. I mean, how is that no more fun? It's not really as fun to talk with someone who agrees with everything, right? That's they can be interesting conversations, right? Because you can further expand different thoughts or theories you've had, but it's also interesting to talk to someone you don't necessarily agree with, right? So Blake Stone, thank you so much for the support, man, and for watching with your kid. That's awesome. Love that. Andre, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hey, Chef, love the new freshen up of the channel. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I put a lot more effort into the production of the videos, and I'm not stopping. I'm grinding, y'all. I'm done filming with the documentary. There's still work to do, but I don't have as much work to do on all that. So I get to put all my effort into the channel now, into Vetted. And we're going to hit that 100K before the end of the year, y'all. It's just a milestone for me. It doesn't really mean anything, to be honest with you. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a goal I set. And once I set a goal in my mind, I can't let go of it. Right. So that's the gist. I want to get to 100K, and I am putting in a lot of effort, y'all, into each video, everything that I do for the channel. And I'm glad to see a lot of people have been responding to it. I can tell, I can see the analytics. So people are definitely responding to all the work that I'm putting in. And thank you so much, Andre. Love having you around, man. We got Gene Sticko, became a YouTube member. Welcome, Gene. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for joining, man. Really appreciate you. All right, let's get to some other questions here. Okay, I'm just going to go randomly. Joey, Patrick, can you do a show on where Skywatcher went? Oh, they didn't go anywhere. I believe they're still working. They still have technically till January, end of January, middle of January, to their 1 year promise to bring disclosure. So still going to give them their time. That's simple. But there's not really anything. I need something to base the video off of, right? Something to come out, some sort of news, something. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. So I'll think about it. How's that? That's also fair. Patrick Crabtree. I'm also a chef, UFO nut, and named Patrick. Wow, look at that. I love it. Well, thank you for joining, Chef. I'm an ex-chef, no longer a chef. It's been 5 years now since I ran a kitchen. And once you no longer run in the kitchen, chef, you know this. You're no longer a chef, right? So I'm a former chef. And it wasn't a very good one, to be honest with you. I mean, I did it for a long time, but I don't know how. Um, but thank you. Appreciate that. That's awesome. You're into UFOs as well, man. All right, let's get I'm going to star some of these questions so I don't miss them. Okay. All right, let's get this going. Boom. I want to make sure. Okay. Um, do you meditate, Patrick? I do a little bit, not as much as maybe I should, but I do meditate, and I meditated a lot while I was filming the documentary because that seemed to be a part of it. And I meditate maybe in different ways. I take really long walks, either by myself with the dogs or with my wife and the dogs. And typically I just sort of zone out, especially by myself. Maybe not as much with my wife because we'll chat or whatever. But even then, we have two dogs, so we'll kind of, you know, separate with the dog, come back. I take long walks and I just think. So maybe I like to walk and meditate. I walk a lot just through town and I just kind of think about things and stuff. I don't know. So maybe there's different ways of doing it. Michael D. Mario, Michael De Mario. You are the man, brother. We appreciate work. You ever check out Alex Collier's content? That name sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on what exactly that is. But appreciate the support about that. So I'll make a note of that. I have heard that name before. I just again can't put my finger on it. Justin Fokker, love it, love the name. Hello, good sir. Just wanted to say I appreciate your no BS takes on the UFO, UAP, drone, swamp gas, 3DI Atlas phenomena. It is a very frustrating subject to keep track of, as you well know. I think you, by all the names you gave it, I think we're on the same page, right? That's the confusing part is all the different names, all the, hard to keep track of everything. 100%. It's a spider web. It's the spider web of spider webs, right? It is like, it's not a needle in a haystack. It's a needle like in a volcano. I don't know how else to describe it. It can be very frustrating, for sure. I try not to get frustrated as much as, you know what? I do get frustrated. What am I saying? I do get frustrated. But, on my personal journey, I know that there's something to this phenomena, and I'm really interested in the mind and consciousness, especially after everything I did with the psionics documentary. That fascinates me a lot because we don't understand the full power of the mind and our consciousness, and that fascinates me for sure. And it's interesting to be around people who claim to have special abilities, like straight out of the comic books, right? That's interesting. I'm always willing to give someone the time of the day to hear them out and see what's up, because we don't have it all figured out. So let's go on this journey together, right? So yeah, absolutely. Appreciate the support, Justin. Thank you. I mean that. Orville Nation, would you do a special stream in Spanish on a certain topic? That could be interesting. Claro que sí, no me importaría para nada. I spend all day talking Spanish. In fact, the only time I get to talk English is when I record my videos and I do a live stream like this, but I spend all day talking Spanish. So I wouldn't mind doing a Spanish stream, not at all. And we have a Spanish channel, by the way. It's not like our regular videos that you can change the subtitles to Spanish. We actually convert all of Veted's videos into different languages through AI. So I'm speaking Spanish in my accent, in my voice. So that's cool. We do it in French, German, Spanish. I might be missing one. I think that's it. But yeah, I'm not opposed to doing that. Not at all. I think that's a good idea. And to be fair, no me importaría crecer el canal de OVNI, sinceramente. right? I wouldn't mind growing the channel, my Spanish channel that I have, to be honest with you, because there's, Spanish is one of the most spoken languages in the world, and it would be great to grow that audience. Robozilla, Jesse Michaels has your back now. He's always had my back. What are we talking about? Always have him. Jesse's a great guy, and always support the work he has. And he does. He puts in a lot of hard work, y'all. He really does. Like, the guy grinds like nobody's business. So much respect to Jesse. We should all have each other's backs, even if we disagree on things, right? As long as we're not being. Some people are a little strange behind the scenes. Some content creators. Some content creators take disclosure so far that they're willing to do things they otherwise might not do as a human being. And I don't operate that way. And I like to connect with creators who also don't operate that way. And there's a lot of them who are just real human beings, right? And they don't treat you differently behind the scenes because of your take on disclosure. It's like crazy. It's like we can all respect each other's opinions about it. We don't have to necessarily be disagreeable when we disagree. So yeah, Jesse's the man. Patrick, would you like to interview Bob Lazar? Yes. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. There's a lot of people I'd like to interview, but yes, I would. When we have Uncle John on again, up in smoke. John Stewart, he's going to be on Chris Ramsey soon. Yeah, I can have John on again. I love doing live streams with John. That's a great example of John and I don't agree on hardly anything. Literally, hardly anything. I think a lot of the stuff he talks about it's kind of BS, but he's just a fun guy to talk to. He makes me laugh. He's hilarious. I really enjoy the conversations, and I can push back on him and disagree with him, and we still get along. It started a little shaky, our relationship, but to be honest with you, we went from cease and desist to peace and assist. So maybe soon. Larry Quartowitz. Hope I got that right, Larry. Hey, Patrick, great to see you live. What are your thoughts on the Spielberg billboard? Pretty interesting imagery. Yes, it is. I cannot wait for Spielberg, one of my top filmmakers of all time. And they put out a new billboard. If you haven't seen it, go check Vetted's Twitter. I posted it on there. It's like an upside down bird's eye view of an eyeball, and you can see like lights of a craft or something. I mean, it is sick. Talk about Spielberg's so good, man. Yeah, it looks sick. And actually, what somebody pointed out, if you do the outline of the upside down eye, it's an alien face, like a half of an alien face. Fucking genius. Pardon my French. Pardon my French. Genius. Honestly, I can't wait. Ash Scutches, 1864. When do you think we can finally start learning about the beings? Have you read Dr. Jacobs' work, Hive Mind Mantis Hybrids and more? I have not read Dr. Jacobs' work, so I don't know who exactly you're talking about. Um, when do you think we can finally start learning more about the beings? That's a great question. And, it's kind of one of those things where that's really the only thing we should be like, who cares about UFOs? I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, but the pilots of the UFOs would be the most interesting, and these beings that come. I agree. I should do more deep dives on that, to be honest with you, and really, really get into that, to be honest with you. So thank you for bringing that up. That's going to get me a little more motivated to maybe do a video or two about that and kind of lean into that a little bit more, because that is fascinating and all the different types that are out there. And yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That's honestly great point. Have you actually ever seen the phenomenon? Um, I've seen things I can't explain. Is that the phenomena? No idea. But I've never been like, you know, telepathically communicated by an alien or something like that, or been on board a ship, or, I've heard all kinds of stories, right? I've never had anything that extreme. But I have seen things that I can't explain. And most specifically, while I went and filmed the documentary. And quite a few things, to be honest with you, which we cover all in the documentary. Now, again, does that mean it's the phenomena? That's another that's another question. But great question, Ivan or Ivan. David Grush recently claimed that there are alien hybrids living amongst us on Earth. What famous people would you suspect of being an alien hybrid? Ah, Um, that's funny. That's like Men in Black. Remember that movie, Men in Black? Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? But I would say this: probably the people you think is not. It's probably the people you least suspect, right? Wouldn't they have the ability to really blend in a way you wouldn't know? It's the last guy you think it is. You know what I mean? Just really the last guy you think it is or woman. Um, that's interesting. Don't know. That that would be interesting. Rare Lightmare. I like that. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome aboard. Now you're a veteran. No, turn it back now. Okay. My apologies here, yo. Have you seen the video of a girl from India and teacher that moves objects with her mind? Interesting. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't know if I've seen that. That's something that, sorry, yo. That's something that I did want to explore more in the documentary is telekinesis, which we didn't really get into. I heard about things, right? And I was told about things. In fact, I met a guy while I was filming who said he could levitate. Literally, he could levitate his body off the ground. I was like, great, show me. Well, not right now. I got, it's I'm not really ready for that. He was like, well, then, dude, don't tell people that if you're not ready to display that ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, I see. You got a girlfriend in Canada. Okay, I see. Right. Oh, okay. You can levitate. Great, show me. Not right now. I'm just, I don't have the right pants on. But I haven't seen that, and I should look that up. That'd be a cool video to make about stuff like that. See, there's something to start with. There's a video, there's a clip, there's something. There's got to be something for me to build off of. That would be cool. So great suggestion, Elf Abi. I love it. Did you happen to see the interview with Dr. Beatrice Villarreal on the Angry Astronaut this morning? Very interesting on UFO. I haven't seen it, but I saw that it was out, but I haven't seen it. So, what did you think, Maximus? Did you like it? Her work is very interesting, and I hope she continues to push for her work. Sincerely, I really do. Um, yeah, I hope she continues to you know keep that work going. Positive last action. Patrick, what are your thoughts on UAPNHI and the human soul afterlife? Post Disclosure World did a recent segment on the potential connection thoughts in the human soul afterlife. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what we don't know. So, is it a possibility? Sure. Do I think it's probable? I mean, I haven't had my own experiences there, so that's tough to say. But is that an interesting connection? Absolutely, 100%. Definitely is. It definitely is. I think the more you look into this topic, the more you start thinking of other things, and you start connecting things, which is fun to do. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth, right? Um, but with that said, yeah, absolutely, that's a very interesting idea for sure. And Post Disclosure World, great channel. Go check them out if you haven't already. But that's an interesting thought for sure. Did you notice Europeans reacting to UAP disclosure developments? Do you notice? Oh, okay. Do you notice Europeans reacting to UAP disclosure developments? I don't hear anything over here in the Netherlands. This is from Indian Falcon. No, I've not heard one person here in Spain bring up UAP disclosure. Or I've heard people talk about UFOs. And in fact, there's a lot of graffiti where I live of UFO, just the word UFO. It's in so many places across town, or aliens, or an alien face, or something like that. So people are clearly talking about it, maybe just not out in the open. I don't know. I'm also not talking to everyone on the street. So, but I've heard nobody bring it up at all. But to be fair, I never heard anybody bring it up in America either, just randomly. You got to go to the right places to find out about it, right? If I jump on my Discord, of course, we're talking about it. Why does the government ignore the illegal wet ops by government contractors? Well, maybe because it's illegal. You mean, why don't they talk about the illegal shit they're doing? That's a pretty obvious answer there, Rover Belt. But I hear what you're saying. I love how you look at everything from all different angles and how you keep caught up in the community and informing us of the truth. Well, thank you so much, Jukebox Jones. Great name, Jukebox Jones. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try to. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, y'all. Okay, just know that I make mistakes, but I try to stay objective and bring evidence to theories I may have, right? I'll show a clip or I'll show that, right? I show contradictions. That's what I try to do so that it's not just my word. You can see these things for yourself. Sometimes there's a connection to make, so you might have to, think about it a little bit more. And that's where maybe the disagreements can come in. But I appreciate that. Thank you. MIB really nailed it. The whole UFO NHI scene. The Men in Black, the movie, Mike. Whistling Mike here. I have a great interview with Whistling Mike on my channel. Go check it out. I think it's almost at 100,000 views, Mike. Doing really well. Phenomenal interview. Too much to get into on the live stream here, but I highly recommend checking it out. Oh, that's so long. That's so long. Escape velocity. Okay. Do you believe in psionics? Do you think psionic magic Batista will do his own documentary? Would he call UFO to watch his own film? Will the UFO endure watching 2 hours of Pentagon witnesses? These are a lot of questions, Escape. Do you believe in psionics? Fuck, I'm already stumped on the first one. You have to wait and see my documentary, what exactly I think entirely. It's a lot to explain. But do I believe in the idea of psionics? Yeah, absolutely. Now, what does that mean? That's just a complicated answer. Do you think psionic magic Batista will do his own documentary? Probably. Probably. He invited me to film with him next year. I may do that. So we'll see. But really great guy. You know, he said a lot of interesting things. That's for sure. Fix this mic. This thing's killing me. I don't know about the rest of it. Okay. Would you interview Preston Dennett? This is from Mark's Shed Talk. I've already interviewed Preston Dennett. So if you search on my channel under vetted, search for Preston Dennett, you'll find my interview with him. Great guy, interesting guy, but really great guy. But he just said a lot of things that were like, oh man, this is fucking bonkers, you know? But really enjoyed talking to him. Really sweet guy, very knowledgeable, very passionate. He's authentic. And what I mean by that is he believes what he's saying. I appreciate people like that. I want to talk to people who believe what they're saying, not they're trying to deceive me. I may not believe what they believe, but at least I know they're coming from a place of their own truth. That makes sense. And I like that. Let's start there. Right now, I can have a relaxed conversation with you. If I think you're trying to to deceive me or you're lying to me, I really have no desire to take it further. But if you really believe what you're telling me about your experiences with this, I respect that. And I want to talk to people like that. And Preston Dennett's one of those people, and a really sweet guy. A really great interview. I think you'll enjoy it, actually. He told me some things that, I was like, wow. Yeah, really great guy. Patrick is a hybrid alien. You're going to give it away. Aha, have you ever dated a girl and then thought she might be NHI or some being from another place? It happened to me once. Marky Baha. Marky. That's hilarious. No, I have not ever thought that some girl I dated before was from another place. But I did have someone I interviewed in the documentary, this guy from Arizona that I hung out with, who was adamant that there are hybrids walking around everywhere. And in fact, he was like, oh, I see him here in Sedona all the time. You can see him at the grocery store. You see him here. You see him there. And I was like, how do you know? He's like, you can just tell. You can just tell. Can you do a video about all the UFO content that's now in the National Archives? Ooh, that's a tough one. I have covered a lot of that stuff before in videos in the past. But maybe like a whole video dedicated to that? That could be interesting. That could be interesting for sure. I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting thought for sure. But I've definitely covered a lot of stuff on there before. All right. Real person Jedi. UAP phenomena linked to Earth's immune system. I like it. I like the theory. I like the theory a lot. Yeah, very interesting. That's very interesting. Sort of like a defense mechanism, right? We're quote destroying the Earth. I'm not here to get into a climate change discussion. I'm just saying, based on this theory, right? That's super interesting. The UAP is like, you know what I mean? Y'all are using too many straws, and then boom, UAPs come out. But with that said, UAPs have been seen for millennia, thousands of years, right? Like, so I don't know. And people have been having strange experiences for a long time. So I don't know. But that's an interesting thought, an interesting theory. I like it. Rare Lightmare back. I have quit watching most of the UAP UFO podcasts due to nonstop idiotic drama calling each other out over nonsense. You and Seco Activo are about it. Awesome. Seco Activo, another great channel for sure. I get it. I totally get your frustration. I get it. I appreciate you. Um, Ions. Oh man, Ions Choir. Hope I'm saying that right. Use my poster. Ask for art anytime. Love your channel, bro. Okay, use your poster. I don't know which poster, but appreciate that. I did put up on Twitter. I revealed our poster for the movie documentary, and I then asked for people to submit their own version of whatever they thought a cool psionics poster would be, right? Movie poster for our documentary. A lot of people put a lot of great ones. They really did. They shared so many great ones. I'm going to be sharing them in an upcoming video. I'm still waiting for a few to come in, but I got a lot of them. A lot of people had their own ideas and their own stuff, and it was really, really cool. The feedback was amazing. Overall, 99% of people loved it. There was a small percentage that weren't happy that AI was involved with the process of it. People are like, it's all AI. I'm like, it's not all AI. We used AI as part of it and inspired and this and that, but I hired a real artist who I tagged in the video when I premiered it. And They did a great job. It was a mix of AI and a real human, which I think is the way forward. I think that's how it's going to work. So we did pay a real artist, because what AI gives you is not good enough. It inspires you, but it's not good enough. You know what I mean? It's just not good enough. You have to take it a step further and get a human involved to really amp it up and whatever. Plus, they give you really low quality images. We need to be able to blow it up to bigger size. That requires a lot of work. So just not to get into graphic design stuff. Hey Patrick, do you look at member UAP vids critique? Um, yeah, yeah. In our Discord, people share a lot of videos and stuff. I watch those. I watch those. So if you go to our Discord and post them, and not just me, a lot of people in there that will look at the video. Um, you know, critique. I'm not really here to critique people's personal UFO videos like too much. It's more like, let's see it. Okay, cool. Like, what do you do with the information? One thing I learned filming psionics documentary was how hard it is to film things at night and how hard it is to film things moving around in the sky. It really is hard. So it's not easy. So, but yeah, go post your stuff in the Discord, man. We'll all the betters will take a look at it. Links down in the description. Nick's backyard. Hey Patrick, huge fan of your work. If you were offered to eat alien meat and it tasted really good, would you do it? Well, how would I know it tasted good? Because they told me it tastes good. Taste is subjective, so I don't know. But I would eat alien meat. Yeah, I would try it. I think maybe. I don't know. That seems like carnivorous or not carnivorous, cannibalistic. I would eat alien animal meat, I guess, just like I eat animal meat on Earth. But if it was like alien being, no, I'm not eating another humanoid. Um, Not at all. But I would try alien, cow. Let's go. Maybe that's why they go after our cows because they're just trying to perfect the perfect steak. And this question here, Nick, that's a good question for everybody in the chat. Sailor Boy Troy, can you look into the Seven Fires prophecy and how it relates to right now? They mention the Pleiadians and a light-skinned race, or as I believe, skin made of light, like in Cocoon. I just did 2 vids on it, I'm assuming. Okay, very cool. Well, everyone go check out his 2 vids he did. Um, I've never heard of the Seven Fires prophecy. This sounds like a WA Files episode, doesn't it? I should tell Gino about this so he can give it to the crew, and maybe AJ and them will cover it. That sounds more like a Y Files episode than a vetted episode. I'm not real big on the light skinned race. Sounds a little like, of course, oh, they're light skinned, of course. I don't know. Just like now, skin made of light. That's different. That's interesting. Like in Cocoon. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. So that is interesting for sure. All right. But I will look into that. I always like these interesting off the wall stories. Definitely interesting. To add to it, Seven Fires is directly related to the Hopi end times. Feel free to look. It lines up with J.J. Hertog and the Mormon Heartland theory. I have covered J.J. Hertog. That's interesting. And his wife. That's interesting. Okay. I remember what they said about 2012 too. That didn't turn out so well. But very interesting. He seems like a nice guy. J.J. Hertog. I don't know the Mormon Heartland theory. There's a lot to this topic I don't know, right? I don't think anyone knows everything. Nobody does. I haven't met one person who's heard of every theory and knows even though people claim that. Even if you've been in this 40 years, there's still so much you haven't heard. Because guess what? Lots of countries have their own stories. I bet you've never heard those. I bet most of y'all never heard all the stuff I hear about in Spain, going back a long time, decades. All kinds of stories out here, which I am going to be covering next year. I'm even scheduled. Okay, I'll say this right now. Next year, I don't know when, but sometime more in the spring, honestly, and you'll understand why. Um, I'm going out with a guy, okay, who I met here. Um, Somebody I know put me in contact with them here, and they know of a UFO hotspot, and they're going to take me out there personally. But we have to stay in a cave, so we got to stay overnight in a cave, and supposedly we're going to see a bunch of shit. And that's just one thing. There's all kinds of stuff here, but a lot of people do believe in that stuff here, and it's kind of cool. But I was like, stay in a cave. It's freezing here, so I'm like, I need to wait till springtime because I'm not about to just freeze my ass off. But I'm gonna make a video about that. Go and sleep in a cave with some random guy, and you know, look at UFOs. We better see UFO. If I see his orbs, I'm out of there. Uh, Orville Nation became a YouTube member. Orville, welcome aboard, brother. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. Thank you for supporting. If anyone else wants to become a member, links down below. It'll be pretty easy to do. Thank you so much. Pichu6630. Hi, Patrick. What's your thought about the secret space program? Corey Good, David Wilcock, the supposed program of 20 and back. Oof. First of all, thank you for the chat, the super chat. The 20 and back is a very interesting story. I've actually looked into that a lot. It's very interesting. It's one of the first things I looked into when I was doing Vetted, to be honest with you. I just found the story so fascinating, right? I'm like, how is this not a movie? It would be a great movie or film, like a TV series or something. 20 and back. Are you kidding me? Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested in that. How plausible do I think it is? I'll be honest. I didn't really think it was very plausible. It seemed like a lot of BS, especially when I heard the certain people saying that they had done these secret space missions and that they were clones and time travel. I'm just like, one guy's like, I'm a clone, I'm a super soldier. Meanwhile, he's got glasses on, scrawny like me. I'm like, they made you a super soldier. They cloned you and made you a super soldier and forgot to give you perfect vision, forgot to give you 20/20 vision. It doesn't make sense. Um, so I don't know, but it is an interesting thought or idea. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying what I've seen so far, kind of not good. And Corey Good, he admitted in court that he made that up. All right. He made it up for entertainment because that's what happens, y'all. When people really get their feet put to the fire, then you find out how truthful they are. You have to remember, there's a lot of creators who say this stuff for entertainment behind the scenes. It's for money. Heard them say it. Okay. It's just, that's what they do. It's for entertainment. They don't really believe it even. So I hate to burst bubbles, but I know that that happens. That sucks. And that's why I don't like doing stuff like that because it's like, man, people out here believe this shit. So if you're going to tell them some shit, it's kind of effed up, right? When you know it's bullshit. Another thing would be that you believe it, right? Again, I've always said that if someone believes their theories or ideas or their experiences, that's one thing. But when someone knowingly knows it's bullshit, but still says it like it's not bullshit just for money, that's literally a grift. I'm not down for that. I couldn't sleep at night if I did something like that. I'm upset if I tell a white lie in my life. I think about it for days. I couldn't do that. I have to be proud of what I do. I couldn't sleep at night. But thank you for that. And, it is a great story. Rare Lightmare, have you looked into the 51 trillion missing from DoD budget for black projects by Professor Skidmore at University of Michigan? 51 trillion. Uh, no, but somehow this professor from the University of Michigan found it. Okay, that's interesting. No, I have not heard about 51 trillion missing at all. So that's interesting for sure. Um, yeah. Oh my God, that is a lot of money. But I know we misspend, and I know stuff goes into black budgets. I know all that. I just watched this interview with Andrew Bustamante, who's a former CIA agent, and he was talking about how the CIA creates companies, shell companies. Some of them are fake, some of them are real. He even said some of the biggest companies are CIA fronts. They're literally CIA companies that started to do well. And all those profits go into the black budget. Just saying. And he was talking about huge companies. So that's super interesting. So is it possible? Yes. I will say 51 trillion is a lot. But look, we spent over 8 trillion on the war against terrorism. And that's just what we know. So it is possible over decades that something like that could be possible. Backyard astronaut, what's your take on Louise' story? By the way, you rock. Thank you. You rock as well. That's a tough one. I just made a video about Luis Elizondo, 2 of them. If you really want my take, I'd watch those 2 videos. That's he's in the thumbnail on both of them. They're recent, within the last week, both of them. That's really my take. I just think there's a lot of contradictions and BS. TRF 5150. Do you think it's possible that 3i Atlas was or is a NHI craft that had catastrophic system failure while in a warp drive and suddenly came out of it? Just an idea. Love the show. Thank you. Let me read this again. Do you think it's possible the 3i Atlas was or is an NHI craft that had catastrophic system failure while in warp drive and suddenly came out of it? I see what you mean. That's why it's moving the way it's moving. Like we can spot it and we can track it. Oh, that's an interesting idea for sure. I'm not gonna lie. I think I had that same thought because I was like, well, if it's an alien spaceship, why is it moving like this? Wouldn't it be, you know, because they say that object is older than Earth. It's like 8 billion years old or something. So that would explain, if it was a craft, why it's moving like it's moving. Right? So that is interesting. That's an interesting thought. See, this is the kind of stuff I like talking about. Just theorizing, bullshit. This is fun. Fireside chat. That's cool. Crooked Peach became a YouTube member. Thank you, Crooked Peach. Welcome aboard. Love the name. Crooked Peach, y'all. That sounds like a cool band name, doesn't it? Crooked Peach, baby. Coming up next, Crooked Peach with their hit single, Hasty. Real Person Jedi became a YouTube member. Thank you, Real Person Jedi. Really appreciate it. May the force be with you. Diesel Sauce. Love that name, by the way. That's a great name. Discovered wife have some Chickasaw Indian in ancestry. Have been able to mess with psionics. Do you think native ancestry helps, or is it state of mind? Okay. Now we're talking. In the documentary, we explore that a little bit because I went out in the Mojave Desert, in southern Utah. And for those of you that don't know, southwestern Utah, the Mojave Desert reaches all the way out there. And we went out to the Anasazi Trail and looked at petroglyphs, and I went to places you can't go publicly because of who I filmed with. His name is Carl Crusher, and he has access to certain land, and we got to go out and see things that just normal people cannot go see, which was cool. And I saw a lot of petroglyphs and a lot of things. I saw a lot, and it is interesting. In fact, I had one of the most profound experiences I've ever had in my life there. And I sat on this shaman rock, and we covered in the film. It's Let's just say it was interesting to say the least. So there could be something there. And you know what? My mom is from Mexico City. Well, I did a DNA test not too long ago, and people from Mexico have a lot of indigenous ancestry as well. I'm actually like 20% indigenous in my DNA. So maybe there was something to that while I was there. I don't know. So maybe there is something there, man. I think you could be onto something, Diesel. Spielberg's trailer drops today, Sailor Boy Troy. It's a slow burn, but we won't get anything before that's released. It's all converging. 2027 may actually be the date, even though Corbell is dramatic and slimy. Wow. Hey, now. I like Corbell. Um, Wait, the trailer drops today? Are you serious? I didn't know that. Wait a second. I got to check that out. If the trailer drops today, I cannot wait. Um, It's all converging. 2027 may actually be the date. Yeah, it may actually be the date, but we won't know till it happens. And then when 2027 comes and nothing happens, what are people going to say? Are they going to come out and go, I was wrong? No. Right. So I don't know. I don't like prophecies. Not really a fan of them. They never come true. So many prophecies that I've lived through in my life, there's nothing happened. So just not a big fan of it. And because you just live in anxiousness about it. So what's the point? I just don't really see the point. Prepare for what? Prepare for aliens coming? What are you going to do? Put out cookies and milk like Santa Claus? How do you prepare for aliens coming? You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? Get an Adidas tracksuit so I can look good? Like, what? I just don't know how you prepare for that. But hey, could be something. Have you ever heard of the Coral Castle in Florida? Have. And that's a very interesting story. I tried to go see it actually when I was in Florida for like a month and a half, just recently before I came to Spain. I have heard of it. That's a great story. And anyone else that hasn't heard of it, go look it up. Indian Falcon became a member. Welcome, Indian Falcon. So glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining. Very much appreciated. Nick's backyard. Based on the Varginha incident and other events, why do you think aliens smell so bad? That's a good question. Do you think it's possible the aliens that are coming here are like the ones condemned by their society? Possible. Like Predator? I don't know. That's totally possible. Absolutely. 100%. They could be rogue, you know, rogue aliens, you know? Absolutely. Yeah, we never know their intention or their agenda. What's to say they're on some official mission? What if they're on vacation? You know what I'm saying? But why do they smell so bad? We may think it's bad, but maybe they just smell the way they smell where they're from. It's not bad at all. You ever been to different cultures or different countries where the smells are just different than what you're used to? Right. So you may be like, this smells bad. It's not that it smells bad to you. Right. It's just like flavor of things. Right. You try different food from different countries. You're just not used to it. So it may not necessarily be that they smell bad. They just smell different. But definitely an interesting theory that, you know, they're condemned by their society, the ones coming here. I totally hear you. Noise Pocket became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Noise Pocket. Oh man, I think I can't really see that picture on you, but that looks kind of cool. I think it's something Brick Planet. I don't know. looks cool. Noise Pocket, welcome. Daddy Hawk 44. Oh man, you made me say Daddy Hawk. I'm just kidding. Daddy Hawk 44. Thank you so much, Daddy Hawk. Wait a second. Just got me to say thank you, Daddy. Damn it. Burning Bushes channel. Thoughts on the alien UAP being demonic deception? I don't know. That's said a lot, isn't it? Hmm. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know what I think about that. It's possible, right? Totally possible. I don't discount it. Let's put it that way. I don't discount that that's a viable option for what this is. And in fact, I would even argue I don't think there's one answer to all of this. I really don't. I just don't think there's one answer. So that is possible. Com, what up, Com? What up, G? Can't wait for the doc. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Kostas here. Con is the human that we asked to help us with the movie poster. So for those of you that hate it, go attack him. No, I'm just kidding. Do not do that. I'm joking. Thank you, Con, so much for what you did for the poster, man. Again, 99% of people love that damn thing. So you did a great job, dude. He took my ugly face and was able to put this on the poster. And, he did a great job. And he had to look at like 50 pictures of my ugly face that I sent him. So that's the real work, is having to get through that. But he crushed it, man. Shout out to Khan. Gang, gang. Fan from Saudi Arabia. Love your channel. As a Saudi, I feel so lonely regarding the UFO aliens topic because there are no believers here to talk to. That sucks. That definitely sucks. For sure, man. Never been to Saudi Arabia. But maybe there's someone around. I can't imagine you're the only person in the whole country, right? It just may be hard to find somebody. I get it. Well, that's what the internet's for, right? You can find like-minded people. I think there's probably a lot of people that feel that way in their home life, in their home, whether it be their family, their friends, or their country or whatever. Just feel like nobody's really giving them a chance or listening or hearing them out. I hear that. I can respect that. Paul Oglesby Jr. What up? What up, Patrick? Much love from my dad and I. Much love, Paul. Paul is an amazing guy. Okay. I actually filmed with Paul and his dad, Paul Oglesby Sr. So, senior and junior. I filmed with them in the documentary. They are in the documentary. You will see them. And I had a great time with them. They opened their home to me, which was so lovely. And so I respect that so much. I really appreciated that. And I had a great experience with them. There's actually a great shot of them in the trailer that's going to be coming out soon of the documentary. So Paul, be excited, man. You got a great piece in the trailer, dude. But great family, and I really enjoyed hanging out with them. Like I said, they opened their home to me and their lives to me and their story to me, and I was very, very appreciative of that. So make sure, if you want, look up Paul on Twitter. He's constantly sharing videos of orbs and stuff that they film and all kinds of. He's got some great stuff. So I highly recommend checking out his Twitter account. But thank you so much for the support, Paul. All right, y'all. Look, I'm not done with the live stream, but we're going to take a quick break so I can go to the bathroom and get a drink. I got a surprise for you. I got another song that I'm going to play for y'all, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. So stay with us, y'all.
Stand up, hands out, pump your fist, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fist, scream it loud. Ready! There's two questions you have to ask. Are we alone and are we alone on this planet? I for sure think we're not alone, but are we alone on this planet? Damn it. I don't know, but that's what I'm here for. I wanna know, but I wanna believe more. Sifting through garbage like Oscar the Grouch, solving mysteries from the safety of my couch. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sound of contact. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sound of contact. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. ETs and MIBs, I'm looking for those and I'm looking for these time travelers. Interdimensional mantis, hybrids and ultra-terrestrials, tall whites, ball lights and gray aliens, shadow people with large craniums, UFOs and flying saucers. If the aliens are coming, what do I need a goddamn boss for? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sound of contact. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sound of contact. Contact, 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 contact. It's the sound of contact. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Stand up, hands out, pump your fists, scream it loud. Ready? Na 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 na. Ready? Na 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 ready?
Let's go, y'all. All right, little break. Let's get back to this. Yeah, that's another song that I made. I wrote the lyrics for it. I used to be a songwriter. I'm still a songwriter. Written songs for a long, 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 long time. So it was really fun to play around with AI and put in your own lyrics. And you have to really play with it, to be honest with you. It takes a long time to really get what you want. But so I made that song. Anyway, let's continue. Daddy Hawk. Didn't mean to have you call me daddy. No worries, man. That was funny. Why don't you have Ashton Forbes on your show? And have an impartial interview discussing the hard facts of our government zapping MH370 out of existence. Well, you're in luck, Daddy. I've already done that. I've had Ashton Forbes on a couple times. So if you search on Vetted's YouTube channel, you'll find both of my interviews with him. So way ahead of you. Already done that. Okay, oh my gosh. Holy cow, y'all. There are so many. Comments here. Marcus says Spielberg trailer to be released December 19th. Oh, not today, y'all. So today's December 11th, December 19th, which is just a little over a week away. I will be in Scotland, actually. I'm going to Scotland next week for a few days to watch the first cut of the documentary. Okay. I'm very excited to see this and see the whole thing brought together. I can't wait. And that's going to be awesome. And we should have the film locked by January because we'll need like a month or so to finalize everything. We got to colorize it, sound, design. There's all kinds of shit that has to be done, which I'm not doing. The director of the film is coordinating all of that. So I have nothing to do with any of that. But I am going to watch the film and kind of give my feedback on it and then they'll make changes and to the film if it needs any, and that's it. And then we'll release it next year. But I will have a trailer for the documentary to release over Christmas break, so I'm very excited about that. It's going to be awesome. Great song, Patrick. My daughter loves it. Hell yeah. Peter, watcha. What's up, Peter's daughter? Thank you for liking that. UFOs Around the World says it's being released on the Avatar premiere. Ah, okay. You know what? I think I heard that along with the Doom trailer, right? Or I don't know what the Avengers, the Doom, the Robert Downey's coming back. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. God, I cannot wait to see that movie. I'm so excited for the Spielberg movie. Not only is it Spielberg, because any movie he makes is great. I watch all his movies; they're phenomenal. He does UFO movies phenomenal. I mean, Close Encounters is one of the best UFO movies ever released. He's back to that, taking it more seriously. It's not like War of the Worlds or ET or this is. I cannot wait for this movie. Christine says December 19th, the day 3A Atlas is close to Earth. LOL. Well, 3A Atlas is not getting close to Earth at all. So I don't know, but maybe it's the closest to Earth at that day, which that's interesting. All right. Closest. Yes. She says closest. Ah, got it. Okay. That is interesting. That is interesting. I think you and your team's film will go down well. People are hungry for new things. Listen, I'm telling y'all, this is not your normal UFO documentary. From the little I've seen, and the director who's working on this, who's not from the UFO world, but he took this very seriously. He's very much professional. We had a small budget to do this, but based on the small budget and what is being put together is quite astonishing. And I'm just starting here. We're going to do more projects. We've already greenlit another documentary, so don't know what it's about. I have no idea. Let's just focus on this one first. But it's not your typical one, right? It's not about providing truth and evidence and bring it's not like that. I'm very excited to share it. It's just my journey looking into psionics and hanging out with people who claim to have that. It's a really old school style of documentary. What documentaries really used to be about. Patrick, is there any famous UFO celebrity that you wouldn't interview? Hmm, that's an interesting question. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody I wouldn't interview. I think no matter what, any interview can have its merit. But I don't do a lot of interviews. It's not really my thing. I do some here and there, but it's not really my thing. And I want to do less interviews, to be honest with you, because it's not what I do embedded. It's just really not my thing. Other people do the interviews. I think down the line, what I'm going to do now that I'm set up in Spain and we're getting moving, and once the documentary comes out and this and that, I'm going to just focus on more documentaries, long form projects, and do the interviews there, because I interviewed a lot of people like that. That I enjoy. But I think at some point I am going to have like a podcast studio, like an in-person podcast studio, and do interviews like that. But until I really get that, I really don't want to do any more interviews unless it's just for some project or something like the Nazca Mummies, for instance. I interviewed a lot of people for that. I'm doing my final interview for the Nazca Mummies this weekend. And next week, I will release a video I've been working on for months about the Nazca Mummies. Unlike any video that's been put out about the Nazca Mummies. I'm going to tell you that right now. There is no video like mine that's about to come out. So, but yeah, I eventually want to have an in-person podcast studio, and do, like Chris Ramsey, Joe Rogan, right? Jesse Michaels, right? All these people that do these sort of sit-down interviews. I want to have something like that set up, but down the road. I really want to focus on these long form projects like documentaries. I had such a great time making it. It's a lot of work, but I really like doing that, and I'm going to do more of that. Okay. Oh, jeez. Hang on, yo. Grods. If I'm saying that right. What are your thoughts on Stephen Greer being kind of quiet as of lately? Any idea? I know he dissed age of disclosure, but still crickets. I don't know. Has he been quiet? Seems like he's been quite active. But I don't know. It's a good question. It's like comparatively, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he feels left out. Maybe he's, I don't know, getting older in age. Maybe he's working on a project. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I would have not really worded it that he's quiet. But I hear what you're saying. He did start a podcast, and I haven't really been following it myself. I think maybe that's it. Just a lot of people have kind of not following him as much. Um, but we'll see. I have a feeling over the holidays or January, because that's why he was super active last year in January. So maybe that'll happen again. I don't know. But that's interesting. Nick's backyard. Date, marry, kill. Oh, good Lord. Stephen Greer, George Knapp, and Bob Lazar. Damn it. Um, oh man. I mean, I guess I got to play, right? Um, oh man. Um, I'm dating Bob Lazar. I'm marrying George Knapp. Sorry, Stephen. You gotta go. That's a tough one. That was fun. Crooked Peach says, Patrick, you look amazing. Why, thank you. My wife helps with all this, y'all. This is all, you can thank the wife for all of this. I'm just kidding. Um, appreciate you, Crooked. Why do you always look so haggard? Wait, I look amazing. Did you not just hear Crooked Peach? Okay. What do you mean haggard? You need to look up the meaning of that word. Hey, Patrick, longtime viewer. Think you're a good dude. Heaven knows we need all the good dudes we can get. Well, I appreciate that, Steve. I try my best, my man. That is the sincerest truth. What you can know from me is I try my best. You may not always agree or disagree, but at least know I give it my all. I don't half ass this shit, and I speak my mind. You may not agree with that, but at least I'm authentic and real. It may piss some people off sometimes, but at least you know you're getting my real opinion, my real thoughts, and I really work hard. That's something I stand behind. I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm not saying I do well, but I do my best. I really do. I think about it. I ponder it. I really invest the time. I know how much time I spend on this every week. I put a lot of time in. So thank you very much, Steve. I apologize. It was supposed to release today. Marcus is correct. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm getting way behind on the comments here. If I can catch up. Um, hmm, that's an interesting question. What are you asking an alien if you were to interview one? Hmm. Where are you from? Probably my first question. Where are you from? And why are you here? How did you get here? What are your intentions? I would want to figure out questions about the basis of them, the foundation of them, before I got into other questions about their society and this and that. You know what I mean? That would be fun questions. But first, I'd want to know I'm safe. You know, where are you from? Why are you here? What's going on? Let's get the basics out of the way, and then kind of get into more. Do you have a family? Is there art on your planet? or wherever you're from. Things like that. How close to our society is your society? How much more advanced are you in not just technology, but morally, ethically, religiously, you know, scientifically? Like what are we, educationally, like what are we talking about here? And you know, what do you know about our universe and our existence and things like that? You know. But first, I'd want to make sure I'm safe to just even ask these questions. But I love that question. Do you think the disclosure movement is more about perception control? Yes. The government disclosure movement? Yes, absolutely. I personally don't think it's about what they tell you it's about. Just look at Luis Elizondo's memo, right? Emerging domains, technology, what is it? All emerging domains, like what the drones and the balloons, like it's not about aliens. Sad to say. But again, we don't need it. The phenomena presents itself all over the world to all kinds of people. So forget the layered cobweb, you know, that comes with dealing with government disclosure from any government. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time, Patrick? That's tough. I have no idea. If you would have asked me that, when I was 35, I'm 46 now. If you asked me that when I was 35 or 25, I would have been wrong. I have no idea. I don't really think about that stuff. I live in the present. That's why at the end of all my videos, I say every day's a gift because I live every day. I live day by day. But that's an interesting question. I think the better question would be, where do you see me in 10 years? What do you think I'll be doing? Oh man, I'm so sorry, y'all. This is can't stand over this chat. Is another ease. Hi Patrick, you just mentioned your wife. Is she into all of this UOP stuff too? Love your channel, mate. Keep up all the great work. It's not that she's not into it. We just don't talk about this stuff. I deal with enough of this topic in my work life, right? With vetted. When I'm off vetted time, I don't think about this stuff, y'all. I have to, it's called a balance. You got to have a balance in your life. And I have a balance. I watch comedy podcasts. We just talk about life. We just talk about other things. And this stuff does come up. Don't get me wrong. It does come up every once in a while. And it's interesting. The discussions, she's definitely open to a lot of this stuff. And she's helped me get in contact with that guy that I'm going to go film with next year. So that's definitely interesting. We definitely bring it up here and there at different dinners we might be at with other people and stuff. When people want to know like what I do for a living, then it comes up. It's very interesting. So she's not against it. In fact, I would say she's probably more open to it than I am. To be fair. And she's definitely more open to energies and things. And she's got like rocks she lays out. She's very like bohemian, in that sense. But great question. Noise pocket so close to 100K, y'all. I know. Let's do it. What are we doing here? Let's get to 100K, y'all. End of the year. Can I make it happen? I think so. I'm really going to be pushing hard. I'm going to be doing more live streams, or I'm going to be pushing for more video. We're going to really try to get there, man. And if we don't, we don't. But you know what? That's not even in my mentality, y'all. We are going to do this. We're going to get there. Johnny B. McSwaggins. What a name, bro. I love that name. Gave you a second sub from other account. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Does the for entertainment purposes only line history shows right before Beyond Skin Rocker Ranch mean that it ain't true? What do you think? I put that in the description of Vetted's YouTube channel for entertainment purposes only. You know what it is? It's really to protect yourself from people who just get absolutely insane. There are crazy people, not just in the UFO community, but just human beings. There are crazy people. I've met them in this community as well. And you kind of just have to do that so that people will go insane. And then they want you to go insane with them. And you're like, I'm just trying to live a life here and find out what's going on with the phenomena. I'm not trying to take things to your level. So I think it's just a lot of that. You don't want people going crazy with it. Right. So I think that's really a lot of what it is. It doesn't mean it's not true. It just means they're letting you know, hey, we're not claiming it's true. We're just showing you things you can decide for yourself. Right. And I think it's just more of a legal thing to protect themselves more than anything, because I do it too. And you can blame all the crazies out there for that reason. You know how like you go someplace and there's some sign that's like, don't jump off this bridge. And you're like, why would I do that? Well, it's because somebody did it. So they have to put up a sign now, right? Like it's that kind of thing. It's like the few ruin it for the many sometimes. You got crazy people who just ruin it for everybody. That's basically it. And that's why shows like that have to do that. But it is a show. Don't forget. So they want to entertain you first. If you're not entertained, you're not going to watch, right? But I think it's a legal reason. Patrick, James Pickles here again. Been following you from the start. Question, I think the past couple of podcasts you've been a bit OTT. I don't know what that means. So why you keep going if you're not believing it? I think I don't know what OTT means, but not believing it, I don't know what you mean by that. Right? Again, that's the problem. People think because I criticize certain claims or people that you don't believe in the topic. What are you talking about? Are you telling me that you believe every story you've ever heard about aliens and UFOs? Every single story. You believe it? No. Right? So does that mean why are you looking into it then? You see what I'm saying? Well, using your brain. Everything can't be true. And when things don't line up, I point it out. Of course, I believe in this topic. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't have done a documentary about psionics that's about to come out. But of course, I question things that are questionable, right? But that's what happens. A lot of people assume because you question things, you're not a believer. And that just makes no sense because everyone's a skeptic and debunker. Every single person. Because you don't believe everything you've ever heard. And if you do, then I got a bridge to sell you, right? So you also don't believe things. So I could turn the question on you, right? So I hope that makes sense. That's a good question. Patrick, do you think AI might be the bridge between us and them to initiate contact? I think that's very possible. And I've always liked that thought or idea, to be honest with you. I really do. Because, so there's a theory floating around, which I'm sure you know, Catherine, right? That's why you asked this, I'm assuming, right? That maybe when aliens realize we've reached this sort of artificial general intelligence or even super intelligence that the aliens like, okay, finally we have someone to talk to, because talking to humans is just not enough for them. So they're like, AI that can bridge us. And I think that's very possible. We're going to create a super intelligence that may be able to speak to aliens and learn, at least, and learn from them, right? And that's interesting. It could be our diplomat, right? So yeah, I think that's a really interesting theory and thought, to be honest with you. Shout out from Austin, Texas. Oh, my old home. My old home. I miss Austin so much, man. Spent almost a decade there where I had my food truck. South Austin, baby. South of the river. That's the only Austin I know. Okay. I did have a truck on Rainy Street as well. I'm just kidding. But let's be real. I love South Austin. Um, Word, every day is a gift. Started living by that after surviving Columbine. Got live life to the fullest. Yes. You survived Columbine. Holy shit. Yeah. I would say live every life to the fullest, man. That is absolutely insane. Well, my best to you, man. Heiser. What up, Heiser? Get to know Patrick better, y'all. Join the Discord, talk to him. I bet a lot of you have him all wrong. Or you have me all right. I don't know. Yeah, if you go to the Discord, I jump in open mics and you can literally you can jump on the mic and talk to me mic to mic all the time. We have a lot of great chats in there. Absolutely recommend joining the Discord and hanging out. Catherine asked, Patrick, do you think consciousness is the key to the phenomena? It very well could be. I'm fascinated by it. And that's probably the biggest thing I'm looking into for the foreseeable future is consciousness in our mind and how it relates to the phenomena, for sure. And not just that, just the power of the mind, and the power of consciousness. And could that relate to the phenomena? 100%. That's what I'm most interested in. I'm the most interested in that. As it says, all I know is I don't know shit. Exactly. That's where I stand. I appreciate your skepticism and also your openness. What song, food, movie would you first show an alien life form if you met one? What's up, Monkey Boy? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being a member for so long. And I really appreciate all your support, dude. I see all your comments and everything. And I really, really appreciate how much you've supported Vetted for so long. It means a lot. I mean that. Um, what song, food, movie would you first show an alien life form? What song? Well, that's good. I'd probably play him some classical music of some sort, or I'd hit him with Weird Al Yankovic. You know what I mean? We just hit him with some Devo. Just like, wait, what? Whip it, whip it good. They're like, what the hell is it? They just turn around their spaceship. Food, tacos, baby. You can't leave Earth without trying tacos. Movie, Die Hard. I'm not showing him an alien movie. I'm showing him the greatest movie ever made, Die Hard. Yeah, I'll fight you over it. I'm gonna have to do a live stream where I do my hot takes because I've got some hot takes that would be a great live stream. For instance, it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but I think Star Wars sucks. I think the Star Wars movies suck. Even the originals. Yep, I said it. I can explain why. I'm not going to in this live stream, but yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a live stream with a bunch of hot takes I have. Great question, Monkey Boy, and thank you so much for supporting, dude. I mean that. Thank you. No spero. I'm in all in person, so grateful for your analysis. I'm in all in person. Got it, got it, got it. I hear you. I'm all in too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm all in too. That's why I'm here. And that's why I question things because I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't question, right? You know that in your life. Are you out questioning things you don't care about? You know what I'm saying? If you're not interested in NASCAR, are you sitting around your house wondering or questioning NASCAR? No, because you don't care. You question the things you care about. That's simple. So when people like accuse me of not caring, they're just not thinking. No, what they don't like is me saying things they don't like. Well, get over it. You're an adult. Get used to hearing things you don't like. Welcome to life. Hello, welcome to Earth. What do you think aliens are going to do? Don't you think they're going to say some things you don't agree with? Hello, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? We just assume anything an alien, any opinion an alien would have, we'd be all for it. No, we're probably going to disagree. What if they're like, we don't need humans anymore? You'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. What do you think? Have you heard Devo? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I hear you, man. Thank you for the support. No spero. Love it. Nick's backyard. Would you let aliens abduct you and perform experiments on you? What would your limit be? By the way, the safe worlds are Richard Doty. Safe words, I think you meant. No, and no, and no. Absolutely not. I would not let them experiment on me. Who the hell would do that? That sounds crazy. That's not happening. No way. I imagine that alien life probably thinks we're pretty freaking barbaric. Possible. Very possible. They might. It just depends how advanced they are, right? I would imagine there's other species across the universe because it's got to be teeming with life that's way more barbaric than us, you know. But yeah, they might look at us and just like we're monkeys, you know, in the wild. I mean, shit. I think a lot of humans think we're barbaric. I still think. I mean, look how many. Just look how much shit is in the world. Like we are kind of barbaric in a lot of ways, you know. Taylor Boy Troy, they use psychedelics and PTSD here in Canada for veterans. That's how I woke up. I agree this will be the turning point in society in line with UFOs 100%. That's interesting. I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that. I think they do that in the States as well. Maybe not like officially. But all right. That's interesting. And I'm sorry to hear that you had PTSD as a veteran. And I'm glad you got help. I mean that sincerely. I mean that. Whatever it took. Tacos. You damn right, Steve. Tacos. How much alien influence is actually already here? Oh, that's the big question, isn't it? Hmm. We don't know. We don't know. A lot of people say there's a lot of influence. That there's such a spectrum on that answer, right? That's an interesting. That would be an interesting video, actually, Star Walker. That question opens up so much. There's so much discussion from that question alone you just asked, which makes that a really great question. That's a good question. It just opens up this huge discussion. Right. So good job. Like that question a lot. Crooked Peach says, I play Hotel California because it kind of explains this place. You can never leave. That's right. You know, coincidentally, Hotel California is in my top 3 favorite songs to sing in karaoke. Yeah, that's right. I sing karaoke. I get down. You see Hotel California come on and me coming up. Be ready for a show. Okay. I do the air guitar. I got it all. I got it all down. Liben says, Patrick, are you going to Contact in the Desert next year? Hope to see you there. Yes, we'll be there. I will be at Contact. I mean, that's the plan. I had such a great time this last time. And I filmed at Contact. Part of that is in the documentary, but I had a great time at Contact in the Desert. It was a lot of fun. I recommend anybody go that's just interested in this topic, even if you think it's all bullshit. Who cares? There's so many people to talk to, and just the hang is great. You meet so many great people. I highly recommend it. Hey, now you're just being hurtful. What has Star Wars ever done to you? I know. Listen, I know. Okay, I have a reason why I think that. It's pretty well thought out. I promise you. If you hear what I said, I was very specific. Hate the Star Wars movies, but I love the Star Wars lore, and I can explain it all, but not in this live stream. Monkey Boy says, we are a barbaric species, but we also have a huge capacity for good. I agree. I agree. That's what makes human beings so fascinating. And that's probably just life, period, in the universe. The mix of good and bad. And what is good and bad? You know? All right, y'all, I'm going to go 5 more minutes and then I'm out. Patrick, ever thought about streaming on Kick? Get away from YouTube's uprightness? Nope. YouTube is absolutely the best platform if you want to be a creator and make a living on this. And you just reach way more people. Kick has a lot of rules, actually, man. Um, and I like YouTube. I don't mind it. Every place is going to have problems. There is no utopia platform to go to, you know? And YouTube has a lot in place. It may have some issues, but no place is perfect, you know? But I'm on YouTube, man. Love YouTube. Trying to get to 100K on YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm to bounce out of here. But I hear you. We'll eventually get to more platforms. Never try to talk to taco. Now I feel same as aliens. You never tried a taco? Oh my God. Oh, y'all, I can't even. Oh, oh my heart just stopped. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Woo. Holy. You never tried a taco? I get it. They may not be where you live. Tacos are the greatest invention in mankind. I'm tell you that right now. Tacos al pastor, specifically, if you know what I'm talking about. Good Lord, is quite literally the greatest thing you could put in your mouth. You know what I mean? Don't think dirty, y'all. Get your minds out of the gutter. You got to try a taco. Hope to see you contacting the desert. Come say hi to me. Absolutely, live in. Sorry. Come say hi to me. I'll be there. Would you ditch your dog to go to Bali? Ditch my dog to go to Bali? Um, no. What does that mean? That's a weird thing to ask, but no, wouldn't ditch my dogs at all. I literally moved with my dogs to Spain. I talked about how hard that was. And I've moved from Spain to America. I used to live in Spain before, moved to America, took my one dog, and then we came back. We had two dogs, so we brought them both back. But yeah, of course. That's interesting. I guess I don't know what you mean by that. I feel like that's a slight on somebody else that I don't know about. But just remember, everyone's situation is different, and everyone needs to do what's best for for themselves in their own life. That simple. So, not going to judge anyone on anything they do with their life. I have no idea the circumstances. Are you with KGRA Network? I don't know what that is. So, no, Alan, I don't know what KGRA is. Can anyone go to Contact in the Desert? Yes, anybody can go. Patrick, you're definitely the Theo Vaughn of ufologists. What? What? I watch Theo Vaughn a lot. Love that guy. I watch all comedy podcasts, y'all, when I'm not working. Like that's what I watch in my free time. Conan O'Brien is my favorite. He's my favorite funny person on the planet. I'm old school. I love Conan O'Brien. But I watch Bad Friends. Love Bad Friends. Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino, hilarious. And this past weekend with Theo Vaughn, love that show. So funny. So funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, he is hilarious. And I like Fly on the Wall because it's got David Spade and Dana Carvey. That's another good one that's very underrated that a lot of people don't watch. Um, all right, y'all. That is let me see. Make sure I didn't miss a super chat here. All right, I got one more. We're gonna end on this and then I'm out. Ash Skutches. You should interview Courtney Brown. Have you heard of them? They're remote viewers. Yeah, I've heard of Courtney Brown. Sure. But like I said earlier in the stream, I'm not really looking to do more interviews. Unless it's for, a documentary that I'm filming. And gonna wait until I have my own podcast studio to interview people in person. Or unless it's for a project, a long form, long video that I'm doing for Vetted, like the Nazca mummies. I did a bunch of interviews for that, and I'm sort of piecing together all the best bits for one long video. But I'm not really looking to do interviews for Vetted. Um, I have my way of doing things. Vetted has a very specific, you know, I put out very specific style of content. So, and I'll do interviews. It's just very rare when I do them. So they're a lot of work, to be honest with you. But yes, I've heard of Courtney, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to interview. It's just not my thing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm going to leave you guys with the opening song that I played. So thank you guys again for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I'm going to do more of these. This was so much fun. Can I just be real here? I had so much fun hanging out with y'all. I really mean that. And thank you to all the new members who joined and everyone who participated in the chat. And, shout out to Heiser, moderator, for running the whole thing there. Great job. Really, really appreciate everybody. Y'all fire me up to put out good videos. That is the truth. Y'all inspire me to work really hard to put out really good videos, that I put a lot of effort into, and you get what you put into it, right? The videos, As a content creator, you get what you put into the videos, right? You get out of it what you put into it. So I've learned that the harder I work at a video, the more I get out of it. And I really enjoy working hard on a video because I know how much it's going to be appreciated. And it just, y'all inspire me. So thank y'all so much. Really appreciate the love. We'll see you guys on the next one. I will be doing more live streams just like this. Again, I had so much fun, definitely over the holidays. So we'll see you guys on the next one. I've got great videos coming out this week, and I'm very excited to share those. So, all right, betters. We'll see you on the next one. Remember, every day's
No one likes this guy named Patrick. He's kinda pathetic, so tragic. Makes the most with the little that he has. Chasing aliens and UFOs. He lost his marbles, everyone knows. Makes the most with the little that he has. Like a paper bag, he won't last. Some say he's sensational, others say he's delusional, but most agree he fucking sucks. Some say he's not the sharpest tool, others say he's just a tool, but most agree he fucking sucks. He goddamn for sure fucking sucks. He goddamn for sure fucking sucks. No one likes this guy named Patrick. Super pathetic, dramatic, kinda believes in magic. Magic makes the most with the little that he has. Chasing aliens and UFOs. What's next? The moon is a hole. Well, I kinda believe in that one myself. Anyway, back to the song. Makes the most with the little that he has. Like a paper bag, he won't last, but knows degree.